Does Snapseed's new Dehaze tool work better than the Lightroom one? In today's video, we are gonna see how well this new feature works in different scenarios in Snapseed. We got a couple of extra features added too. Don't miss to watch till the end. Snapseed now officially includes the Dehaze tool and it's placed right at the top of the tools list. It's simple to use with just one slider. Drag left to add haze and drag right to remove it. On top of that, there are a couple of extra adjustment options that can actually make it more flexible than the Lightroom equivalent. As you can see here, it works especially well on foggy landscapes like these, bringing back contrast and depth without making the image look overprocessed. Let's try this on a city skyline with Smog. By default, the Dehaze slider affects the entire image. But what if you want to apply it only to a specific area? That's where object masks come in handy. In this example, I'll select the background, which automatically includes everything except the main subjects. Now, when I adjust the Dehaze value, it affects only the background. You can reduce the smog for a cleaner look or even add more smog by using a negative value depending on the mood you want to create. The object mask can be very useful if you want to get more details from the foreground, like limiting the sunflares in this image. Making subtle adjustments give you the best results with not so harsh contrast added to the image. For this example, as you can see, the subject's faces are not so legible. It looks good, but if you want to get more details on the face, you can just tap with the object brush tool and it automatically chooses and creates a mask on the object, in this case the subject. There is a subtle difference here, but you get the idea. Here, I need to get the dehaze effect only around the faces of both these subjects. Here I go to the masks which were created and choose the earlier created object masks. Clicking on eraser here and erasing the mask on all areas other than around the faces so that the effect is reflected only on those parts of the image. Here, I'm working with an image of a backlit mountain covered in fog. If you want to add even more haze, simply move the Dehaze slider to the left, which increases the haze across the entire image. Next, go to the Stacks menu, tap the three-dot icon and choose Apply Mask. This lets you control the opacity of the effect in 25% increments. Now, just brush over the areas where you want the haze to appear. In this case, I am applying it mainly to the foreground at around 50% value, which adds a subtle atmospheric haze without overpowering the scene. What really makes this better than the free version of Lightroom is the flexibility. In Lightroom, you can adjust the Dehaze slider, but it applies globally to the entire image. If you want to push the effect further, you often have to save the image, import it again and continue editing. On top of that, masking isn't available unless you are on the Pro version. With Snapseed, you get multiple masking options for the Dehaze tool, and you can even stack additional dehaze effects on top of an existing one. This is just a simple example to show how it works, but it's great to have these options when you really need more control. Another great use case for the Dehaze slider is removing mist, like in this waterfall image. By applying multiple dehaze effects, you can gradually cut through the mist and bring back more detail and clarity. Stacking the effect instead of pushing it too far in one go helps keep the image looking natural while still reducing the haze effectively. In the new version of Snapseed, the object mask option is now available across more tools. Even in the basic adjust menu, you can use masks to limit effects to specific areas of the image. In this example, using white balance, I create a background mask and then use the eraser to remove the mask from the foreground. After that, it's just a matter of adjusting the temperature to get this cool toned effect. It's a quick and easy way to achieve the look without having to manually create subject masks. In the film tool under the style options, Snapseed now includes many more presets designed to give your edits an authentic film look complete with realistic grain. These presets cover popular styles like Kodak, Fuji, Agfa, Polaroid, and even Technicolor. For most users, this lineup is more than enough to create stunning, film-inspired images with minimal effort. In the color tool, you can fine-tune your color selection using the spread slider, which sits above the range slider. This lets you precisely control how wide or narrow the selected color range is, making it much easier to target specific colors for detailed edits. It's a great option when you need more accuracy for certain types of adjustments. If you haven't watched my earlier video on the other new tools added with the new look a while back, please do watch it, though the new updates are for iOS only, still waiting for the new UI on the Android version. See you all in my next video. Thanks for watching.